Hey there folks, welcome back to the GoldFellas monthly market report. As always, this is Carl here, your local Remax GoldFella, and we have some exciting news to bring you this month. It's important to note that since last April felt the full impact of the pandemic, undergoing a whopping 65% hit to home sales between March and April of last year when shutdowns were first declared. So that's why when we're comparing this year's numbers, we don't exactly get the full picture. Since the market all but flatlined just 1 year ago, we're seeing the numbers illustrate year-over-year gains of over 360% for the number of sales, as well as a 240% increase in new listings between April 2020 and April 2021. After GTA home sales continuously increasing for the last 4 months, peaking to almost 16,000 in March, April's rebound of positive test numbers attributed to the new COVID variants, accompanied by the most recent wave of shutdowns and stay-at-home orders, translated to a 13% decline in the number of home sales in the GTA, dropping to just over 13,000 last month. Despite still operating at more than 30% above the average April sales level of around 10,000, this decrease in buying power has translated to a cooling off of about 3.6% for the average price between March to April of this year. Overall, we're seeing that the increased demand for housing over the course of the pandemic has brought the average price levels up around 33% from last year to this year. However, between March and April of this year, we're continuing to see that shift balance itself out. As on one end, the condo market is continuing its recovery trajectory with 3% gain between last month and this month alone, totaling a 9% gain since January of this year. Standing on the front lines, we've seen that this shift is once again correlated with the new wave of shutdowns, fears surrounding the new COVID variants, and heightening fears of inflation. As the exact week the new shutdowns were announced, the market had reacted adversely. It's important to note that these changes during COVID were riding on the back of a change in consumer preference and lower borrowing costs. But the underlying price appreciation is really only sustainable as long as we have consistent population growth, which in the current circumstances is clearly falling behind. As the immigration engine roars back to life and the supply of housing continues to be an issue, we'll likely see this price continue its upward trend. There are a number of new rules and legislation acts that are being considered right now. It's difficult to predict exactly how the government will involve themselves in controlling this real estate market. But as policies unfold and as the market react, we'll be here to spot these opportunities for you. So stay tuned, because this otherwise stable market is changing pretty rapidly these days. Don't forget to follow the GoldFellas group on Instagram for useful home tips, market updates, and golden nuggets. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out because we have you covered.